back up. Yep. Wait, back up. I was told there's no back up. Darkness all in my face, but I won't be a fake up. Y'all be tripping, living life in respect. I might slip out and back up, but I won't be a fake. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up.
Is you thinking I'm jumping and leaking and leak immediately? Show up this evening and wait till you sleeping. Kick to the open, I'm scanning for motion. I'm just trying to make all my pockets obese. Don't want, I just want the Lucci. So me and all of my poochies can eat. For his loose change, take his boo thing out the PF chains and take him K, get a steak or something. Something looking at me like I'm opaque or something. Don't I look like Drake or something? Something better tell mankind Undertaker coming.
Wait, back up. I was told there's no back up. Darkness all in my face, but I won't be a fake up. Y'all be tripping, living life in respect. I might slip out and back up, but I won't be a victim. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, you know I be smarter than Spock. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, come from off the top.
Can't keep up, you too slow.
Top.
You just watch, I control.
Top.
I take half, you not whole.
Top.
Got your mind, got your
Here's
soul.
a scenario, I'm in your area, this is your definitely. Turn up your stereo, get this jumping like Mario, now you ain't with me. You terrible, I might embarrass you right here in front of your whole family. Hot in Nigeria, this is the year of the beer, leave it here in a chair so they know we was here. Staring at beer like a deer when the car coming near.
He's got to take over. This is bad.
Give me that.
Oh, we got the block.
Give me that. No. Come on.
All right. 4-5.
Come on.
Hitting down the lane.
Yo.
Quick shot. Oh, he took it out of there. He took it out of there.
Oh my God. This isn't cool.
Oh.
No. Oh, this might be it.
A look from earlier as the Nets bus arrives at the arena. No doubt this is a club ready to handle this challenge on the road tonight. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The skyline of downtown Toronto really looking wonderful tonight. It's a beautiful evening here on the shores of Lake Ontario. Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Allen.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, D.A. Thank you. Doris, you look at these two teams, both with strong rebounding numbers.
Kevin, we are talking about two teams who play a physical, aggressive style. There is no back down on either side. I would anticipate a rugged interior game that might lead to a little bit of chippiness. Right up your alley, Kevin.
Oh, don't we love these kind of games? I mean, these are a blast to call.
No doubt.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Friends out there with Jared Allen. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And for the Raptors, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Gasol in at the 5 down low. Tries yet again. In deep, Prince drops it in. Prince has got the opening bucket of the night here for Brooklyn.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Well, if you give him a window of opportunity, Kyle Lowry will attack the basket. He's not going to pass up that chance, Kevin.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul. Here's Allen. Temple, the pass to Dinwiddie. Back to Temple. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Anunoby kicks to VanVleet. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Allen. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Well, this is the court awareness that Joe Harris gives you. He is so skilled at realizing how to give his teammates an open look.
Here's VanVleet. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
First personal foul, team's first.
Undrafted out of Wichita State, Fred VanVleet. Never the most heralded player, Doris. But you know, he says he bet on himself, and it's worked.
No doubt. VanVleet's belief in himself gets him a 2-year, $18 million contract. But I think beyond that, this man, in the moments that mattered most in the playoffs, proved that Fred VanVleet will deliver.
Free throw good, VanVleet.
You have to remember, the Nets surrendered their draft pick every year for 5 straight years, between the years 2014 to 2018. How they turned that into a playoff run last year, one of the great stories in the league.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
And what happens is the court just opens up. You like seeing him get into a rhythm from outside the arc. Love it.
Now here is Harris, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Temple finds Dinwiddie. Just 5 to shoot. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Doris, you're right. Those picks you're referring to, surrendered by the Nets in their 2013 trade with the Celtics.
And think about it, Kev. That transaction was one in a string of trades by the Nets, trading their picks for veterans. This 2019 draft, only the second time the Nets controlled their pick in the last 9 years. What they have achieved in the face of that is nothing short of remarkable.
And the first one drops.
Spencer Dinwiddie, one of those players that seems to have improved with every passing season. And his numbers back that up. This guy just keeps getting better.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
Good work there as it goes. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. It's stolen by Lowry. And now Lowry running the floor all by himself. And that one, good. VanVleet's got 7 points.
Wow, what an easy look Kyle Lowry creates for his teammates. One of the best setup men in the entire league.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Here's Temple. And it's off from three-point range. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. 4-point game.
Well, Pascal Siakam's handle has gotten tighter, and that makes a dribble drive a problem for the defender.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Allen outside. Here's Prince. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Harris outside. To the left wing. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Here's Siakam. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Here's Temple. 11 points last game. Poked loose, so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. The Raptors 3rd.
They have gone all out to win the rebounding battle every night, and it's been paying off. I mean, the second chance points thus far have been really impressive.
Now here's Allen. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Lowry. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And that was a tough one. They expected to play well and did, just not well enough.
You know what? In the end of the day, it wasn't as close as it should have been. There were lapses all night that led to the deficit they couldn't overcome.
But it's mine now. So you can find out. Send it back to you. Try something. Ran up on him. Everybody think I'm trip. Ain't nobody. And I ain't got no. Just hit it. I'm back on my feet. I got that for the cheap. Everybody come shop with me, 'cause I done ran up on him.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You take a look at the Raptors. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And checking out Brooklyn, 3 games behind.
And right now for Brooklyn, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
And Lowry gets double-teamed, uses the glass to finish the layup. Lowry's got 12 in the game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Got a piece of it. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. And he makes good on the layup.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Nets trail by 11. Dinwiddle outside. The pass to Prince. Back to Dinwiddle. It's deflected.
I'll tell you, Siakam has the ability to intimidate offensive players. How about that one? Send it back.
Here's Lowry. Excellent D there from Allen.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic, but boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Harris looking it over. Puts up a 3. But they recover it. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's now 6 points for Siakam.
building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 5 points in the game. Prince's shot is good.
Boy, phenomenal decision-making from the young guard. Spencer Dinwiddie, nicely done, putting it on time and on target. Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well-traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
Raptors leading by 9. Pass to Van Vliet. Lays it up and banks it in. Van Vliet's got 9.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Kicks to Allen. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Temple's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Nets. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And that one, good. And now a 12-point Raptor lead.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
They grab their own miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Basket, good. 10 points for Siakam.
How about 5 straight made from the field to start?
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Here's Harris. The teardrop falls in.
Timeout. Well, let me show you my floater game. Don't think I'm a long-distance shooter. Joe Harris says I've got more than that in my tool bag.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Doris, do you think it's more challenging for superstars in smaller markets, mid-sized markets?
You know, this is such an interesting debate in a world that has become, because of social media, so much smaller. You know, I do think that certain larger markets, LA and New York, can be a blessing and a curse. It does still feel like that media scrutiny is a little bit larger. When things are going well, it's the best thing in the world. When things aren't going well, boy, those day-by-day, question after question can probably become pretty tedious.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Gasol. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for OG Anunoby. Powell, he's checked in for Fred VanVleet. Davis is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Nwaba passes to Dinwiddie. Now back to Nwaba. Dinwiddie outside. And it's good, 2 points. Dinwiddie's got 7 points.
Well, you want Spencer Dinwiddie to continue to be more consistent. So good to see him knock down those shots.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
And he uses the glass on the layup. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, just tremendous body control by Spencer Dinwiddie, able to adjust to the defender's contact.
And that one drops for him.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Here's Pinson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Now here's Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Wow, they've come out strong. Control the pace, assert their will. Nice.
Nets trail by 11. That's tipped. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Lowry.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Here's Pinson. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Siakam. The Nets have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
First free throw is good. And the Nets making a change here. Musa's checked in. So he gets them both.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
The drive by Siakam.
Well, the wingspan of Pascal Siakam makes that dunk look easy.
Poked away. Claxton the pass to Pinson. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Fires top of the key. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
I'm not sure what he was thinking exactly, but he finds a way to convert.
Raptors leading by 7. Here's Davis. Plays it in without an inch of room around him. Davis has got 6.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
Passes it to Pinson. And no good that time. And Toronto will go the other way with it. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Out of Cameroon, Pascal Siakam drastically improved last year, Doris. Is he the prototypical modern power forward?
He is, Kevin, and there's a few reasons why. The guy can rip and run. He can space the floor. He is switchable on the perimeter defensively. He can go inside, outside. Everything you want in terms of versatility, Pascal Siakam brings to the table.
And Siakam, no good on that one.
Boy, you look at all the athletes on this team. How about Pascal Siakam? This guy may be the fastest power forward in the NBA. And if you couple that with ball handling, this guy is tremendous in transition.
Raptors leading by 11. And Siakam throws it down.
Not only is Pascal Siakam elevating his offensive game, he's elevating his efficiency. He is working right now.
Here's Claxton. Pass to Pinson. Here's Mwaba. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Raptors lead by 13. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto.
We did it.
Now a veteran in the NBA, Serge Ibaka, talked about his role on this team.
I like to do all those little things, running up and down, blocking shot, straight to floor, making open shot, rolling the basket, screen, those dirty work. I like to do that.
And Ibaka, Greg, a great complementary player.
And you like his combination of size and skill, able to impact the game at both ends on a high level.
Davis.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a very convincing performance from the Raptors so far.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
Davis is out there with Powell. Then it's Ibaka, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the three, the small forward. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Musa. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. It's stolen by Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Now here's Jordan. And there's the pass to Pinson. Bangs home the trifecta. Pinson's got 5 points now this quarter.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And Davis sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Here's Claxton. Pass to Pinson. 6 on the shot clock. No good with the elbow jumper. And so Ibaka will bring it up for the Raptors. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Nets trail by 16. Pass to Musa. He tries for 3. Boucher with the rebound. Toronto, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. And the dunk by Powell.
This is Powell at his best. In attack mode, he is hard to stop.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Nwaba. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Davis. And the Nets making a change here as well. Harris is checked in. Inside. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Pinson. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Harris with it. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Shot clock at 5. Shoots the 3. Pinson, no good. Raptors leading by 20. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. They get it again. Boucher, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The Toronto Raptors 2 summers ago making bold moves. Think about it. You trade away a franchise cornerstone in DeMar DeRozan. You fired Dwayne Casey in his Coach of the Year season. But it paid off in a huge way.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, "I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again." And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. And the front office in Toronto, Doris, took a lot of heat for those changes you were just talking about.
Kev, their point guard Kyle Lowry wouldn't even talk to the president for much of the season. But the feeling was, from the management, in order for this team to break through, changes had to be made.
Some changes for Toronto. Marcus Alls checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Powell. Here's Pinson in the hoop for his fourth field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And the shot goes in.
I tell you, this guy combines crafty moves and an effective shot to attack defenses. Kyle Lowry cooking.
Allen passes to Harris. Lowry brings the double, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Monday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Wednesday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
Here's Pinson after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Allen's shot is off.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Here's Pinson, 11 points in the game. Pass to Prince. To the paint. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
One of the things I love about the Brooklyn Nets is the culture that's being created with this franchise. They are punching above their weight. There's no quit in this team. There is so much to like.
The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the Raptors call time here. And Doris, you talk about the resilience of this Nets team. How about their 25-point fourth quarter comeback last season against Sacramento?
Kev, they become only the 4th team to overcome that big a deficit in the shot clock era. This Nets team is not invincible, but I promise you they're going to make you work for every single thing you get.
And now a chance to go to the real stats, real scores from the real NBA to see the leading three-point shooting teams in the NBA. In 4th, the Raptors.
No doubt. They have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
First one falls for him. Couple teams now, Doris, slumping here in the middle of the season. How can they avoid lengthy cold streaks, the absence of wind?
Yeah, I think this is where veteran leadership can become such an integral part of the success over the course of a long season. This is the point when you start to lose games, you can sort of break apart and splinter, and that is where that veteran leadership in the locker room, just to keep everybody unified, can be so critical.
And last season, the first ever NBA Finals for the Toronto Raptors.
What a tremendous run, Greg. Think about it. In the Eastern Conference Finals, they go down 0-2 before winning 4 straight to close out the Bucks. And forget about the city of Toronto. The entire country of Canada was on fire for Raptors basketball. And how do they reward them? NBA championship.
Here's Lowry, and it's sent back by Allen.
Wow, Jared Allen twice on the pipe. Send it back, young sir.
Here's Van Vliet. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 6th assist on the night. For Brooklyn, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Here's Pinson. Lowry covering. Now the pass to Prince. 4 on the shot clock. Good on the triple. Prince has got 9.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Goes up the baseline. Anunoby, no good.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Pass to Harris from outside the arc. And again, Brooklyn with the triples.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Siakam is checked in for Toronto. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. Unloads from 13. And Siakam gets it to go on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 7th assist here tonight. Lowry against Dinwiddie. Prince. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 5th rebound in this one. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness grade, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
The first free throw is good.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers? These are 2 of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Now here is Harris. 9 points last game out. Prince outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another shot. And Allen with the layup.
Well, so often we're talking about Jared Allen's length, and he does it nicely on the offensive glass right there.
Anunoby, good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Dinwiddie outside. Passes it to Prince. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Good on the shot.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here's Temple. He's got 8. Prince outside. And here is Harris. There's the triple. And it's Van Vliet with the rebound.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Raptors shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
The Raptors making a switch here. Davis is checked in. You can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, and the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
Prince's shot is good.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Davis, the pass to Siakam. Now Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. Here's Anunoby. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. 1:35 left in the first half of the game. Knocked away. One-on-one fast break. Here's Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now, here's Dinwiddle. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
He was also an excellent setup man as well. This guy was cutting the defense to shreds with incredible passing. I'll tell you, individually, he is doing all he can. But right now, somebody's got to step in and support this guy.
And yes, it's good. 14 points for Davis.
And you can see he just has a great overall feel for this game. Excellent job tonight.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Anunoby. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Musa, he's checked in for Harris. Here's Prince. He's got 15. Pass to Temple. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Here's Ibaka. And that one goes long. Brooklyn's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
Davis dishes to Ibaka. Releases. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
Boy, cash money right there. Serge Ibaka doesn't think twice, drains it.
Prince outside from the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Prince has got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Nets.
Well, he's been shooting it so well because he's been so active, moving and working to get high percentage shots. Pretty dime there, the kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Kyle Lowry firing on all cylinders for the Toronto Raptors. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Kyle Lowry has been the story in this one. He ended up with 28 points, 4 steals, and a crazy number of assists. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Amazing to think Kyle Lowry has once struggled with his shooting. Tremendous confidence with his jumper now. And he overcomes that size limitation with his quickness and toughness.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count. That means taking care of the ball.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Kyle Lowry has just been sensational.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Garrett Temple is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Harris. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Prince in at the four-man position.
Well, how about the touch inside from Jared Allen? This guy has got such length and mobility. You add that touch and look out, folks. He's going to be tremendous. Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Here's Dinwiddie. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
And the free throw, no good.
You know, you think about the most important players in Toronto Raptors history. Vince Carter probably number 1. DeMar DeRozan would be on that list. But boy, Kyle Lowry has got to be there as well. Remarkable how far they've come since he joined the team back in 2012.
And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Dinwiddie passes to Allen. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, one of the reasons Toronto was able to win the NBA championship was the astronomical improvement from Pascal Siakam, who was recognized as the league's most improved player. It was the dream of Pascal's late father that he'd reach this level, and his determination to make that reality has brought him a long way from home. Kevin?
It has indeed, D.A. Great story, and thank you. And the Raptors and Lowry both grew together, Doris, wouldn't you say?
A marriage made in heaven. Kyle Lowry has always played with a huge chip on his shoulder. He still carries that edge, but that maturity and leadership turned into a championship in Toronto. Doesn't get better than that.
Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see which players have had the most success from the stripe this month. Kyle Lowry is second.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavers.
Here's Van Vliet. Excellent D there from Allen.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same. Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end, but right now the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
And it's in there.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten every shot to drop since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. And Gasol comes to help. Allen finds Dinwiddie. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Lowry inside the line. The rebound by the Nets. Allen's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. He goes up again. And another, again, Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's got 22 points.
That's a bit of relentlessness on the glass by Spencer Dinwiddie. Nice job controlling his effort. Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
And the Nets with possession here. After Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. And the pass to Harris. Back to Temple. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Raptors. Here's Anunoby. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Anunoby's got 12 in the game.
This is where OG Anunoby is going to grow. That offensive game will expand to the mid-range.
And Fred VanVleet is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Powell, he's checked in for Toronto.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Harris. He has 5. Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. And the Nets miss again.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Siakam, good.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Outside for Jordan. Fires for 3. Powell pulls it in. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become. What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
It's tipped. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And here are the Raptors now. Now Van Vliet. He's got 21. No good there off the double clutch.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Temple finds Dinwiddie. Back to Temple. Lets it go from deep. That one, no good. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Pass to Dinwiddle. Softly drops in the floater. Dinwiddie's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
The offensive rebound. No good from Gasol.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, DeAndre Jordan remains one of the best rebounders in the NBA. His ability to dominate the glass and get you extra possessions, just a thing of beauty.
Making a change here. Ibaka's checked in, and the Nets also making a change. Vincent's checked in, and so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. And with DeAndre Jordan, the rebounding is as strong as ever, Doris. But what about the rim protection?
Well, I think obviously DeAndre's block totals aren't what they used to be when he was turning away 2 shots a game. But there's more to defense than just blocking shots, and Jordan remains a plus defender.
Ibaka, the pass to Powell. Shoots. Boucher, the second chance points on the tip in. Boucher's got his second bucket.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
To the inside, Claxton. And the rejection by Ibaka. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Musa, he's checked in for the Nets. It's the Nets now. Passes to Dinwiddie. Just 5 on the clock. Down low. Claxton with the bucket. Claxton's got 8 points.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Here's Powell. Again, Toronto.
Okay, we see the mid-range game of Norman Powell starting to take shape, doing work.
Pass to Musa. 18 feet out. They get the rebound. Here's Jordan. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Brooklyn with the rebound. Dinwiddie outside. Inside, Nwaba. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
You've got to be encouraged by the signs of progress from Hollis Jefferson. He's got to continue to improve this mid-range.
Here's Nwaba. And it's Jordan to top the key. Over to the wing. Here's Musa. The three-pointer off the mark. The Raptors shooting an almost unfair 78% from the field. To the middle, tries from 7. And another basket for Toronto.
He can be a matchup nightmare if he can get it in the paint.
Nets shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And there's the pass to Claxton. Powered down with both hands.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
Here's Powell. Here's Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
It was. The Nets shooting almost 60% from the field here in the third. They are really feeling it. Dinwiddle passes to Jordan. Over Ibaka. The rebound by Ibaka. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react. And that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Indoors at times, he's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them, he has come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his versatility.
First free throw is good.
Well, think about it, guys. For years, the Raptors had been unable to translate all of that regular season success to dominance in the playoffs. But last season, they changed that narrative. Now it's, excuse me, we are the defending champion Toronto Raptors.
Davis is checked in for Fred VanVleet. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. And that focus on playoff results, Doris, something that Toronto embraced, wouldn't you say?
Oh, my goodness, no doubt. We saw it in their methodical approach to the regular season. They were selective with their rest for Kawhi Leonard. They stayed patient. They built chemistry. And it turned into results, the ultimate results in June.
The shot's good.
Just tremendous execution right there. DJ feeling out the defense and doing damage inside. How about the timing? Can be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
The Nets shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Out left to the wing. Here's Claxton. Jordan trying to free himself up. Claxton with a bucket. Claxton's got 6 in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Well, put all that size to good use. Rip it off the backboard.
To the left side wing. To the paint. And it's Jordan with the jam.
If you don't do your work early and push DeAndre Jordan a little bit out of his comfort range, look out.
Here's Davis. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting 1.
And that one falls for Davis. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago after stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent
they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Hollis Jefferson's got 8 points.
You want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Prince finds Allen. Back to Prince. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But, Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
And he can't get the first one. Joe Harris is checked in for David Nwaba. And he's good on the second. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And it's Allen slamming it down.
Well, Jared Allen has length and athleticism, and that's an easy opportunity. Wow.
From past the arc, and Davis gets it to go. Davis has got 20.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
Musa passes to Dinwiddie. Dishes it to Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Pass to Ibaka. Over Allen. Ibaka, no luck.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it, because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And we'll be back with you shortly. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Miller. He's out there with Davis. And it's Hernandez in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Caruch passes to Musa. Here's Luwawu. Fires the 3. And another shot. And it's off the back rim, no good.
What a masterful job on the defensive end. Did everything possible to alter that shot.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
I think, Greg, this is what we call, quote, running a team off the floor. They have been fantastic in transition. Well, the defense wants to keep the ball out of that area. Why? Because if it gets in there, most players are going to finish.
Shot's good by Ibaka.
Boy, you gotta like seeing Ibaka make these opportunities. His shot selection is superb.
Pinson passes to Musa. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Of course, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have two goals. Instead of one championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. To the inside, Karuch. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Karuch has got his first bucket in this one.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
And Davis can't get it to go. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Musa passes to Lowry. Second chance shot, and they pick up 2. Now here is Davis. Here's Miller. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Ellenson.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Raptors, Malcolm Miller. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive number 1 pick, he's going number 1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Musa passes to Pinson. Now the dish to Ellenson. Here's the floater. No good on the shot. Good D by Miller. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Raptors. Anunoby, good.
Well, you love to see OG Anunoby be engaged on the offensive end. Boy, being rewarded for looking for his shot.
Pinson passes to Karuch. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Anunoby, good.
I'll tell you, OG Anunoby showing you what could happen if he puts it all together. Doing work, OG.
And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second personal foul.
Down low, Karuch makes it off the glass.
Well, hit a man in stride. That is a textbook delivery.
Toronto, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Here's Pinson. Trying his luck from deep. The three-pointer is right on target. Musa's got 5 points now this quarter.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Luwawu, the pass to Karuch. Miller with the double team. 5 on the clock to the wing on the left. There's Ellenson. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Miller. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Here's Pinson. Replay is always a good topic to talk about. Any changes, Doris, you'd like to see in the system or in the process?
Well, one of the beautiful things you have in the league is the opportunity in both summer league and then also in your development league is the opportunity to put things in place. For instance, a coach's challenge has been experimented with at both of those different levels. And now the coach's challenge will be adopted and employed in the NBA. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
That's his first personal foul.
To the middle, here's Musa.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Hernandez. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Ellenson with a wide open look, sinks the triple.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And the Raptors call time here. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and then to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Toronto's shooting has been wild, 76%. That's just unbelievable. And Davis puts it in. The Nets have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Here's Pinson, and he bangs it home with one hand.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Stolen by Ellenson. Here's Luwawu, and he banks in the layup. Luwawu's got 4 points in the quarter.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
And the Raptors call time here. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
Cause they under your covers, there's no one that covers that's pointing at they running for cover, the news ain't gonna cover, there's nothing to cover when each other to deal with each other for dealing to others, dealing with the facts, make it wonder who gon' have my back when the storm thunder, he gon' take the cook it, make it, ain't no thinking twice, he don't never stutter, money in his sight, running.
The Nets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Raptors. Shoots from the baseline. Offensive rebound. But they'll get another chance. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Here's Pinson. He's guarded by Davis. Inside, here's Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam.
What an excellent post-entry pass. Good things happen when you make that next look.
Here's Miller. Here's Anunoby. Good D by Jordan.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Doris, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said. Here's Luwawu. Good D by Miller. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Yes.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Karuch. Sweet little floater. Karuch has got 6 here in this quarter.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Here's Davis. Brooklyn with the rebound. Kicks to Jordan. Here's Pinson. From outside, off the mark. The Raptors shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. Here's Anunoby, and that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Here's Pinson. He's guarded by Davis. To the middle. Here's Karuch. That one, no good. Good D by Miller. Wide open. Here's Anunoby. Good for the basket. Number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Here's Karuch on the mark with the 15-footer.
The defense making it way too easy for him on that jump shot. He'll take that all night.
You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. Do you think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure, but it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Passes it to Hernandez over Jordan, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Pinson passes to Karuch. Lobs it up for Jordan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
DeAndre Jordan, simply a force around the cup. This guy has rare athleticism.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Brooklyn's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Here's Davis. He trains the quick shot. Davis has got 24. Gwinnett shooting and hitting almost everything here in the fourth, up around 58% from the field. Pass to Ellenson. Down low. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Oh, what a pretty pass. Throw to the open spot. Lead your teammate perfectly.
Here's Miller. The rebound by the Nets. Caruth just got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Pinson. He's guarded by Davis. Good. 1:33 left in the 4th. Here's Miller. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Raptors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kyle Lowry.
Boy, his activity really stood out to me on the defensive end. He harassed ball handlers, came up with steals in transition. You had the feeling guys were looking over their shoulder, worried he was going to pick their pocket.
Siakam is checked in for Davis.
Claxton.
Here's Pinson. Here's Lowry. To the inside. Here's Ellenson, and the layup's good off the glass.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
The drive by Siakam. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, great job to put it on the deck and draw the contact. You can see the versatility of Pascal Siakam's game.
Siakam. Taking 2 shots.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
You throw good, Siakam.
I think, guys, maybe what you appreciate most about Pascal Siakam is his versatility. He can score from a number of areas. He can guard multiple positions. There is a lot to like about this young man.
He hits both from the stripe. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pinson passes to Lowry. All sorts of time. Miller grabs the miss.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
And the Raptors call time here. They're in front by 31. 16 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
It's not completely over, and they know that. But if they carry out their game plan, they should be golden.
Chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And they were in danger of losing back-to-back games before he stepped to the forefront here tonight. This was not a game he was going to let get away from him. 16 seconds left to play here in the 4th.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and
the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt, GA. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Toronto foul call. Pascal Siakam. That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Nets, Theo Pinson. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time. 7 seconds left in the game. Here's Siakam. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Mark, we know how important home court is, but especially for you guys down here in Memphis, what's the importance of defending that home court for the team?
Well, we need to win. We need to win, especially at home. Home is always important, and we need every single one of them.
Yeah, FedEx was really kicking tonight, and you guys made that happen. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.